Hello, and welcome again to another podcast that I hope will encourage you in your faith and walk with Christ. I find myself praying a very simple prayer more and more often as I've grown in my own personal faith and walk with the Lord. And that simple prayer is, "Help me, Lord." And another simple prayer is like it, "Help them, Lord." Now I will tell you why. Last night, my wife and I watched a YouTube video about the Christians in Iran and what they have been going through and continue to go through. It showed how difficult it is for Christians in Iran to practice their faith without getting caught and put in jail for doing so. Not only that, but they are often ostracized and lose the rights that other Iranians enjoy. It's not the first time I've heard about the difficult sufferings that many Christians go through in other countries where there is so much persecution and poverty. I've read numerous reports about the terrible persecution going on now in Nigeria, where pastors' homes and churches have been destroyed. Families have had to flee their homes with nothing but the clothes on their backs, and hundreds have been killed because of their faith in Jesus. Truly, these people are in need of the Lord's help to endure such persecution. But what about you and I? Those of us who live in America or in other countries where we enjoy freedom of religion are not in need of the Lord's help the way these others are. But even if we are not suffering persecution for our faith, you and I are in no less in need of calling upon the Lord for the sake of others, and because our faith also gets tested in different ways. For instance, do we not need the Lord's help to endure and overcome temptation? Or what about the times of physical weakness or sickness? Or when wisdom is needed to deal with difficult problems that confront us in our families or on the job? We need the Lord's help in our relationships with others, to love people the way the Lord does, especially with people that treat us unfairly. And when it comes to taking up our cross, dying to ourselves, and putting away old sinful habits, we certainly cannot do these things in our own strength. I cannot even produce these podcasts without the Lord's help. These are just a few examples of the different ways we are in constant need to call upon the Lord. How thankful we can be that the Lord is a constant source of such help. To know, like the psalmist knew in Psalm 121, verses 1 and 2, "I lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence comes my help? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth." Yes, the Lord is our one faithful and constant source of help, whose ears are always open to our prayers. He provides us all the means and resources we will ever need. Those resources are found in and through Jesus Christ. In Hebrews 4:14-16, the writer affirms this truth. "Seeing then that we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus the Son of God, let us hold fast our confession. For we do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weaknesses, but was in all points tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need." I'm so glad the Lord sympathizes with our weaknesses, and that there is never an occasion He cannot provide us help. All we have to do is ask, in order to experience His all-sufficient grace to enable us in our weaknesses, so that we can persevere in times of trial or temptation, and also to intercede for others who are in need of the Lord's help. This is one more reason for walking close to Christ and to love and worship Him as our only Lord and King.